Hello and a very warm welcome to the Grassroots Weekender show. We're into Sunday, the last football day of the week, shall we say, in Grassroots football anyway. But what a nightmare it was today. Wow, that rain, but that was forecast for Saturday, and it comes on a Sunday. Hello there, policemen. Hope you're there to escort us out of here when we finish the show anyway. What a day. Kids were soaked, everyone was soaking wet. And I thought it was very, very thin on the grounds where I went to, Jeffrey Hummel today. And I know people are doing their Christmas shopping and getting as much in as they possibly can. Because we're very, very close indeed to, yes, Christmas. Horrible word that, isn't it? When you're really, really struggling, it really is. And well done once again to everyone who supported the North Liverpool JFL food bank collection. All the teams, absolutely brilliant, donated the food. Well, not all the teams, we know that, but you can only advise or ask, could people support? And if you're struggling yourselves, you're not going to, are you? You're going to try your very, very best indeed. I was out shopping myself yesterday, got some bits in there just to drop it off, to make up for people who are struggling as well, you know what I mean? So yeah, we can all help. It's always a helping hand. And don't forget, as we say, the weather turned gangster today. It's getting colder with the rain. Kids are getting colder on the pitch, and they're all in kits, and I do see, and I still see the referees all wrapped up nice and warm, and I know they might have 3, 4, 5 games in that day, so they need to keep themselves really fairly dry. They can't use an umbrella while they're there officiating, can they? I must admit. But yeah, sometimes you look and you wonder who's the referee on that game, and I still see some in their uniforms, absolutely brilliant. So yeah, something to look at in the next few weeks or so anyway. But hey ho, you all managed to brave it, you got out there, and I don't know whether some of the grass pitches were called off. I should imagine with that rain, because it's been non-stop hectic, and there should be a backlog now of fixtures if you're playing on grass football. But you will get your games in, yes, maybe 2 or 3 games per week, but you'll finish the season as always. I can't see it really raining. I think the ice will come next, we know that, they'll freeze up, and let's just see, will they thaw out and leave them all muddy for you? I'm not too sure, but anyway, you all got there today, freezing cold, but I'm sure you're all wrapped up warm by the fires, watching your movies or watching your football. I'm talking about football, Premier League football. Liverpool, yes, they done okay yesterday. They scored 2-0, but I shudder to think how many injuries we have now. They just seem to be dropping like flies. Ekatike was going off, Sabozlai, you could see them, McAllister. I'm not too sure how many injuries, but as Slot said, he went in there. He's hoping to train, but maybe his training might be just before 5-a-side because there's that many injuries. Gomez went off as well. He was doing great, by the way, Joe Gomez. You've got to applaud him. He's came in, done a job, and unfortunately has an injury now, and his injuries normally keep him out for a couple of months. Frimpong, did I see stand on the touchline there yesterday? That's a good sign. Right back, what happened to Bradley? Not too sure. He carries up quite a few knocks, I must admit. But we managed to do the job 2-0, and we got a tough one away on Saturday now, away to Spurs, and who are flying, no doubt. And what about Arsenal going for the title? And people say, dear me, I looked at it, I didn't watch the match, I really didn't. I decided to add a load on, the wife was there, and I decided I'll miss this one. And when I looked on the live score, and it just showed you Wolves equalised in the 90th minute, and I still had that feeling. I was going, do you know what, these are going to score as well. Anyway, they did, and 2 own goals. Well, does that put your name on the title? It may do, I think we're 10 points behind them. Someone said yesterday when we were 7, at this stage of the season, it's too big a job to try and claw those points back. No way, not in a million years. I think City are only 2 points behind. If they win today, Chelsea or Aston Villa 3. So there's not much in it, There really isn't. And if Arsenal slip up again, City go on and win, they're top by Christmas. So what would you say there? Anyway, it seems to be a free-for-all. Every team performing, every team can beat each other. This season it seems to be. We're not running away with it. No, we've struggled a bit. And obviously you've got to put it all down to what we've been through. Okay, I'm a Red and I'm talking Premier League football. Okay, what about all your Man Cities and everything? I've just mentioned them. They're going into go for the title now. They seem to be improving week by week. Players are getting stronger. And hopefully that's what Liverpool are doing as well. I think it's 5 games unbeaten now, okay. You could say, 3 wins and 2 draws in those 5 games that they played, 1 including the Champions League game. And I thought they were really, really masterful in that game. Hopefully we can do a really, really good job. And if we beat Spurs away, then you could start saying that Liverpool are going to go with a charge. And if we can go unbeaten all season, who's to say we can't put 7 league wins together in a row? And other teams will fade, you know. Other teams will fade and lose 1 or 2, and then they start panicking. And that's the way football goes, especially in the Premier League. Mo Salah, I'm not too sure whether it's all sorted out. He played a great game when he came on yesterday, and I thought all the players, there was no one outstanding. I thought they all had a good game. Salah, indeed, when he come on, he even got an assist. Joe Gomez got an assist. Fantastic to see. He played very well, as I said. But I noticed something with Mo Salah, and no one brought it out. He's probably coming out at the tunnel. He's one of the only players to touch the Anfield sign. A lot more players aren't doing it week in, week out. Now, was that Mo Salah's farewell? Without waving to the fans, he was applauding them. Was that his farewell? Touching the Anfield sign one more time. Yes, he's going to the African Cup of Nations, but you could read into that one, couldn't you? You really could. Have a little look back in the tunnel. He comes through. He doesn't really touch that sign week in, week out, Mo. But he did. He did. I don't know whether it was picked up by anyone. And he hasn't had to comment. Arnie Slot said he wants him there. Let's just see if he stays. It's one of those things, isn't it? And I do believe Isak now will start performing. I think the pressure's off him now. Ekatike doing very, very well. And you've got 2 strikers. Cody Gakpo's out. Those 2 can lead the line now. They really can. And they can dominate as we go through the rest of the season. And I wouldn't put it past Isak scoring against Tottenham on Saturday. I really wouldn't. Anyway, grassroots football. Well done to all the teams out there, all the committees, all braving the weather, and the players themselves. What can you say? They go out there. It is coaches, great job. I didn't see nothing wrong on the sidelines today. Maybe that's because everyone was stood under an umbrella, keeping dry, because my feet were soaking. I changed my trainees today. Why did I do that? I had Gore-Tex trainees on yesterday, it didn't rain, and then I happened to come today, changed my trainees, absolutely sopping wet, like most of you out there. But yes, cold, but we get on with things, don't we? We've got to in grassroots football. And as we said yesterday, we started telling you the dates: 12th, 18th, 25th of April 2026. Please put that in your notepads for Christmas. Remind all the kids, remind the teams. We want to really push this out, you know. We want to make football a better place to be within the communities. And that's stop all this shouting and just encourage the kids. I watched that Dance Moms, the American version. And I've watched it through because I was talking to Dance Passion here yesterday, and I was asking the girls, the coaches, what they thought of it, and they thought they were really, really shocked. And I talked to Tony, CEO, yesterday of the County FA, and he also said, yes, he agreed with me, safeguarding incident straight away in there with the kids, but the mums, oh my God, I've never seen so many mums cry over their children. Why don't you take a back seat? And the fatal mistake, and coaches, please, on whatever you are, football coaches or dance coaches, tell me if I'm right. Should the mums be involved? Should they be involved with their children? Imagine having a, yes, we have team meetings and what have you, and we do have to involve the parents, we have a tour, but I don't think you see anything like that, because they're actually, these mums are actually accusing one another's children of not performing and being not as good as their own. You don't put, if you're a team, you encourage each other. You want everyone to win, and if there's a better dancer there, if there's a better dancer, then the same as football, you have to compete. It's no good just, oh, I'll do it now and again. You have to compete and try your best and develop your skills to take on the one who's winning. You've got to applaud those people. Yes, some are better than others, we all agree. But when it's a team performance, all get behind. And I did notice the girls, yeah, they'll have a little, say a thing, one or two things about each other. I wouldn't do that. But they're still friends, they're really, really friends. And the mothers need to take heed of that. They're not looking at their children, the way they're hugging, the way they're talking, the way they're getting on. And yeah, excuse me, I've disagreed with the coach on a few occasions, the way she shouts and screams at the children. That's wrong. Encouragement, but I can't take anything away from her. What I've seen now, they've won 9, so don't get me wrong, not a dancing and things like that, competitions in a row, and they're going to the big competition, I believe, and they've had all agents watching the kids. But I think those kids are absolutely fantastic, and you've got to give the coach credit to get the best out of the coach and the themes that the coach comes up with. But how much are those costumes costing? Those parents, they're driving around in big flashy cars, so it's probably top of the range dance school. When you look at the likes of Dance Passion here, they're there to coach the kids and develop them in a nice way, and they really, really do. But I don't see big flashy cars, and I don't see all the mums involved. All the parents are kept away. They sit down, they have a cup of tea in one of the rooms there, and the kids go out and do the dancing. And then the only times probably the mums and dads go is when they go to a competition and sitting in the audience and applauding and supporting. You need to keep parents away from developments when it comes to the kids. It really does. Fantastic. They're only there, my honest opinion, to make a documentary, because that's the way it was. The film company are all there. They want the mums involved. It's great TV, so they want all that pushy parents. But these aren't pushy. These are by bullies. My honest opinion, these are bullies, and that's all I can say about this Dance Mums. And I think they've called the new school Project X, because apparently there was a lot of money going missing from one of the organisers from there, who decided to take a few bob out the kitty and nearly put the coaching school down, or the dance school down, which is horrible. And that happens occasionally in grassroots football as well. We see that on social media, about people run off with the money from the kids and the teams, and it's frightening half the time, you know, because there's some great coaches out there who do a lot to develop the kids, and they put the trust in someone to collect the money, and then suddenly it all disappears and they haven't got what they intended to have at the end of the season, which is, yeah, frightening, and it's not good for the kids involved, you know, because they're developing. But you look on the football pitches and you see it in grassroots football, the only times these parents get involved, and this is why we're out and about with Don't Cross the Line and doing our REFspect campaign, because when they're on the sidelines, that's when they become those mums. Not all the parents, it has to be mentioned, not all the parents, just some of the irate parents and spectators who let themselves go, and then they believe they're the coach, they believe they're the referee, they believe that they know better for their child, and they just sort of start shouting and screaming at the kids, and that ruins confidence. How these kids have won 9 in a row without their confidence being knocked is just unbelievable. That's down to the kids, the professionalism of the children. You know, I couldn't see mistakes, and the coach saying, oh, how we won that, saw loads of mistakes there. Well, obviously the judges didn't. So is the coach getting things wrong themselves and not looking at the kids, you know, because they come in, they win a competition, they say, you know, I'm going to drop you to the bottom row because you didn't perform as well on that stage. They just won a competition. So in my eyes, they've performed the best of their ability, and you can't take anything away from them, can't put them down. Everyone says to themselves, even if the kids say, I think I could have done better, let's leave it at that. Let's leave it at that. If that child says I could have done better, well, do it next time, brilliant. But what a performance. pat them on the back. But honestly, they're absolutely brilliant. And that's why I mentioned yesterday, when I see the girls' teams playing at Jeffrey Humble, and you see the warm-ups and what have you, they're all doing little dances, and they're all smiling, and it's all about what they've done. Maybe they're in these dancing schools as well, I'm not too sure. And you see the lads there, warm-ups, they're racing across the pitches. The coaches have got them in and out of the cones, but these, fantastic, you know, and I just see the way they are, and it's all the girls' teams, and they just, it's a bit of fun. It really is, even though they're taking it serious in girls' football. But yeah, as long as they're all happy, the teams are all happy, and they're not fighting and not squabbling, not screaming, and the parents are on the sidelines enjoying what they're seeing, then yeah, that's part and parcel of development, I assure you. And I love to see that. Anyway, anyone who's been, if not, just have a little look what I'm talking about when you go and watch your grassroots football games, if they're there as well. It's great, but fantastic. And as we say, we've talked about the Premier League, and I think it's a big one today for Sunderland and Newcastle. I've watched that, and I do know there's and I've talked to a lot of Geordies, I know a lot of Geordies, and the hatred. We talk about Merseyside derbies, and they say hatred. There's like, yeah, there's a fair few who don't get on, but the majority, the banter is brilliant, and we're all included on that. We all give each other stick, and that's the Scouse humour, as you say. Liverpool humour, and we all take the mickey out of each other. Like, we should have gone above Everton as well now, because we win one, we lose one, draw one. Oh dear me, it's all one of those. But at least Everton are up there this time, you know, the challenging. It's not as good. It makes it better for the bet, anyone who's betting the likes of Liverpool lads against each other, because it's closer, who's going to finish above each other. That's the way you're looking at things. But there's no banter there in Newcastle, Sunderland, dear me. I know that they do really hate each other, and I don't know, they haven't played for years, have they, against each other? So that should be one hell of a game today. Looking forward to that, and the atmosphere as well. Newcastle, it's at Sunderland. I'm not too sure which is the best ground they both argue that they have the best atmosphere when it comes to those games. But I fancy, sorry Newcastle, but I fancy Sunderland for a 2-1 win. And I was right yesterday, I haven't even checked them yesterday on my Super 6 on the Sky, and I had Liverpool to win 2-0 and Chelsea to win 2-0. So there's two I got right. I don't think I got, who was it? Fulham. I don't think I got that one right. I think it might have been 2-1 to Fulham. I was putting down, but it ended up 3-2. But yeah, I've done okay. If you get 6, you do well, don't you? You can win a few £1,000 on the Sky Sports if you get all 6 correct. And I like doing that one, because there's no money involved in that one. It's just a bit of fun, and you just predict all the scores, 6 teams, and what scores they win by. It is hard, I must admit. But even when I look at the league table, and I look at teams, and I don't know whether you've done this yourself, and you're competing against everyone, and you think, I've got 3 teams here, that's great. And you look at others on this league table, and the leaders never seem to get any wrong. I just don't know, because surely you don't know what the score are going to be. It's a guessing game. It really is. You're thinking that's what the score should be. But to be honest, these leaders who are running away with things, I just don't know how they are managing to get all these scores right. They must be minted if they go to a bookies and put a couple of bob on there. They must be. Anyway, I hope you've had a fantastic time together over the weekend with your kids. You've enjoyed it, and note down, as I say, the REFspect awareness weekends in 2026, because you're coming to a Christmas break very, very shortly indeed. Next week we'll be wishing everyone all the very, very best. It's been great for another year working with everyone at Grassroots Football. It's flying over, and as I say, we all enjoy ourselves when we go out there, and we should do. Today was really, really awkward. It was really wet, windy, and it's going to be like that all day, you can see that. But get yourselves cosy, enjoy yourselves, because you're all back at school this week, and I think you're all finished after this week, so you're all off for the Christmas break. So good luck to everyone there. I'm sure you're all enjoying it, and you'll all be opening your brand new prezzies. But spare a thought to the people who haven't got that, the people who are struggling this year. Have a little look around and you'll find out. But if you can do something to help, especially some loneliness, anyone who's getting on a little bit like myself, who's alone there in your street, give them a knock and welcome in for a cup of tea or a cup of coffee and a chat, because that's all they need. And reminisce about what they've been through in their lives, and I tell you what, you'll be surprised what they know and what they'd like to share with the whole wide world. Give them a knock, make sure that they're cosy as well this Christmas. Thanks very much for tuning into the show. We'll be back again on Friday. Hopefully we'll have young Dan, but I say apologies for Jaden and Dan, and I want to catch up with Jaden and find out how his wrestling is going. I believe he's doing really, really well. It'd be nice to have a chat. We can't do it on Spotify, we can't do it online, because we've run out of the software, and you know what it is these days, they're charging a fortune for software. Yes, money, money, money. We will be back on Friday. Thank you so much. Have a great week. Put your feet up, relax, and enjoy the rest of the games and some films today. And just stay cosy. We'll see you on Friday. From myself, Mal Lee, and all the team here at the Grassroots Show, don't cross the line. The REFspect campaign, one step ahead on mental health. Once again, thank you very much, Quarry Green Vipers, for supporting us. And no ref, no game. We'll see you on Friday. Cheerio for now.